Hello and hi everyone. So I'm myself Hafiz. So I will be briefing you on the PTPTN loan application. Okay. So I think it's still not late for me to congratulate all the SPMs attendees for year 2021 for just receiving their result. Hope everything is fine. So without further ado, I would like to start our session today. So let me just share my slide with you. Okay, so basically for APU and APID, the PTPTN loan is provided for diploma and also degree program. Okay, so in APU and APID, we have a special PTPTN team which focus to assist all the students in applying for the PTPTN loan application. So I'm Mr. Hafiz, Muhammad Shahidul Hafiz, and there will be my colleagues, Ms. Nur Firdaus and also Mr. Muhammad Fahmi. So if you have any issues or any problem related to the PTPTN loan application, or anything related to the PTPTN, you need some information or anything, you can always write to us. So we will get back to you as soon as we could. Okay, without further ado, first of all, I'd like to share with you, maybe some of you might know what is PTPTN, maybe some who are just first timer, you're not sure what is PTPTN. So basically, PTPTN is actually stand for Perbadanan Tabung Pendidikan Tinggi Nasional or National Higher Education Fund Corporation. So there are three main roles played by PTPTN. The first one, they are providing a study loan specifically for tertiary education for Malaysian students. And then when they are providing the loan, PTPTN will also do collection for the loan repayment. And another note, they are also providing an education saving plan, which is the SSPNI Prime and then SSPNI Plus. Okay, next we will go for the criteria to apply for the loan. Who is the one who eligible to apply for the PTPTN loan? The first criteria, you have to be a Malaysian citizen and you are aged 45 years and below, and then you are accepted to continue your course either in APU or APID, and then your remaining period of your course must be at least 13 months when you apply for the loan application. And then you are not receiving any full scholarship from any organization or any body. If you are receiving a full scholarship, you have to choose either to proceed with the PTPTN loan or to go for the full scholarship. Another thing is that to apply for the PTPTN loan is that you must have a SSPNI saving account. Okay, so next we will go for the PTPTN loan application schedule. So any student who has enrolled with APU or APID until July, so you will need to ensure that you apply the PTPTN loan latest by 30th of June. Okay, so currently they are open for the online application for PTPTN. Latest by 30th of June is the closing date for you to submit the PTPTN online application. Right. So next one, we will go for the loan entitlement. Basically, how much that PTPTN will provide to the student. Okay, the first one we go is for the diploma program. So there are three categories. The first one is the maximum loan. Basically, PTPTN will provide maximum loan up to 8,000 ringgit per year for all the students who their parents are the Bantuan Keluarga Malaysia recipient for the current year. Okay, so if your parents or your guardian are receiving the Bantuan Keluarga Malaysia for the current year, so when you apply for the loan, PTPTN will verify their status, and if confirmed they are the recipient for this current year, so basically they will approve for the maximum amount, which is 8,000 ringgit per year. However, if your parents or your guardian is not under the Bantuan Keluarga Malaysia recipient, and then their income is less than 8,000 ringgit per month, basically PTPTN will approve you for 5,100 ringgit per year. Okay, but if your income or your parents' household income is exceeding 8,000 ringgit per month, PTPTN will only provide 3,400 ringgit per year for diploma program. Another note for degree program, PTPTN will provide maximum loan of around 13,600 ringgit per year for the Bantuan Keluarga Malaysia recipient. Okay, same thing, if your parents or your guardian is receiving the Bantuan Keluarga Malaysia for the current year, when you apply and PTPTN verify the status is matched with the BKM data, so you will be entitled for estimate 13,600 ringgit per year. But if they are not under that particular category, so their income is less than 8,000 ringgit per month, basically PTPTN will provide a 10,000 ringgit to 10,200 ringgit per year. And if it's more than 8,000 ringgit per month, so basically PTPTN will only provide 6,800 ringgit per year for category C. Okay, so we already know what's the criteria to apply for the PTPTN loan and how much is the PTPTN providing to support for your study. And then now we go for the next step, which is what you need to do to apply for the loan. So these are the loan application flow. Like what I has mentioned earlier, that you will need for those who have enrolled to APU and APIT up to July intake, you will need to submit the PTPTN online application latest by 30th of June. Okay, so the first step is you need to submit the PTPTN online application. Once you have submitted the online, you will need to wait for the pre-approval. Once the pre-approval has been released, and then only you need to print and complete the PTPTN hard copy, and then you will need to submit the hard copy to APU. So that's the only application flow that you must do in order to receive the first payment from PTPTN. Okay, so now we go for the first part of the application flow, which is the PTPTN online application. So before you proceed with the online application, there's few things that you need to do. The first one is that you will need to purchase a PTPTN online PIN. You just need to go to the PTPTN main website. You click on the e-perkhidmatan, and then you may proceed with the permohonan pinjaman kali pertama. So this is basically for those who are applying the loan for the first time. Okay, so you click on permohonan pinjaman kali pertama, and then you are required to fill in your IC number, and also you will need to create a password, and you will need to enter your email address, and then proceed with the online banking payment. So when you are filling this, make sure you recheck your IC number, and also you remember the password that you have created, so that later when you need to log into the PTPTN website, you are able to do so. Yeah. So when you have filled up all the details, recheck and make sure all are correct, then you proceed with the payment. Okay, so basically for PTPTN online PIN, you will need to pay using the FPX online payment, whereby you will need to use any online banking services. All right, once you have choose the bank, you will need to re-enter your email, and then you click and proceed with the online payment. So once you have completed with the payment, you will receive this official receipt from PTPTN. So you may screenshot the receipt and keep it for your future reference if needed. Yeah. And then once you have successfully purchased the online PIN, you may go for the next step, which is if you remember earlier the criteria that you need to apply for the loan, you must have a SSPNI account. So this one is either you check with your parent, because I believe some of the parents, they have already registered the SSPNI account for their children. But if they're not sure or they still have not do so, you may also re-register, or you can just register from the link. Okay, you go for the register of the SSPNI account. You click and you will need to fill in all the details for pendeposit, penerima manfaat, and also the waris. Okay, so basically, if you are above 18 years old, you may fill in the butiran pendeposit as your detail. And then for the jenis account, you need to choose jenis account diri sendiri. So when you choose account diri sendiri, what you need to fill is your detail for both butiran pendeposit as well as butiran penjaga. Okay, but let's say that if you are not more than 18 years old yet, okay, you are not achieved 18 yet, so you may fill up your parent detail as pendeposit, and then jenis account you choose account lain-lain, and then your detail you can fill on the butiran penerima manfaat. Okay, so butir waris is also your parents' particulars. And then when you are filling up the deposit, minimum is 20 ringgit. Once you have completed all the details, recheck and make sure the IC number, your name spelling, everything is correct, then you proceed with the payment. Okay, for SSPNI account also is the same, whereby you will need to pay using the FPX banking. So you choose your bank and then proceed with the payment. Once it has been completed, you will also receive an official receipt from PTPTN. Same like the PIN number, whereby you will need to just screenshot the official receipt and keep it for future reference. Okay, and then the third step for the online application, you will need to register for the CIMB account, because for APU and APIT, we are using CIMB for the PTPTN loan application. Okay, if you already have the CIMB account, you may use the same account and no need to recreate the new account of CIMB. You may use the existing account, but if you are first time and you don't have a CIMB account, you will need to create a CIMB personal saving account. And if you need any reference letter to continue with the process, you can always email us. Okay, disclose your details, your name and your TP number. You may drop us email at ptptn@apu.edu.my and we will get back to you. Yeah. All right. So once you have purchased the PIN, you have registered for the SSPNI account, and also you have created the CIMB account. The next step is that you will need to fill up the PTPTN online application. Okay, you just go to the application site. All right, and then if you remember when you are purchasing the PIN, the first step where you purchasing the PIN, you have to create a password, right? So this is the part whereby you will need to log in using the password that you have created during the PIN purchase. Okay, so you enter your IC number and then the password that you created during the PIN purchase session, and then you log masuk, and then you will see there will be an application with the status of belum lengkap. So you just click on the status belum lengkap, and then you will see there will be an online form with marked as butiran peribadi. Okay, so the first step, you have to fill in your butiran peribadi. Butiran peribadi is the student details. Okay, you fill up all the necessary details, and then you may click simpan dan seterusnya. So next part is your butiran ibu bapa or your guardian. So for this particular part, you are required to fill in your parents or your guardian particulars. Okay, so let's say that your parents or your guardian are the recipient of the Bantuan Keluarga Malaysia. You need to ensure that their IC number is correct when you are filling up for the butiran ibu bapa, because PTPTN will verify the status of the BKM based on the parent or the guardian IC number. Okay, same thing, fill up everything and then make sure all the details that you fill is correct, and then you may continue for the next page. And then for the next one, you are required to fill up the butiran khusus. So butiran khusus is actually your cost information. So for this part is also important. You need to make sure you fill up correctly. Otherwise, maybe you will need to cancel and reapply. Okay, for the butiran khusus, in case that you are not sure what you need to fill, you may just double check with our team and we will get back to you what is the necessary things that you will need to fill up for the butiran khusus. Okay, all right, so once you have filled up all the details for the butiran peribadi, butiran ibu bapa as well as the butiran khusus, the last part is the pengesahan information. Okay, whereby you will need to recheck again all the information that you have keyed in, and if all are correct, then you will need to click on the pengesahan and then submit the online application. So these all steps you need to do it before 30th of June. Yeah, so once you have clicked the pengesahan, you will see the status from the beginning when you just log in after you purchase the PIN. The status of the application is belum lengkap. Once you have filled up all the details, you will see, and when you click on the pengesahan, the status will change from belum lengkap to sedang diproses. Okay, so once you have submitted before 30th of June and you see the status is now sedang diproses, so you are done with the step of the online application. So at this moment, you just need to wait for the online pre-approval, yeah? Okay, so once you have successfully submitted the PTPTN online application, you just need to wait for the PTPTN online pre-approval, and basically it will process 7 days after the closing date of the online application, which is 30th of June. Okay, so by estimate for those who are submitting within June, the closing date 30th of June, and we estimate the pre-approval will be released by 8th of July or 9th of July. So you may just log into the same website, and again, when it has been approved, you will see that the application will again change from sedang diproses to diluluskan. Okay, so sometimes students will receive a notification through their email, which they're registered with PTPTN. Some might be receiving an email, official email from PTPTN with the attachment of the loan agreement. However, some maybe because of some technical issues or something, they don't receive. So we as an institution, we always recommend students to log into the application site and check. So as soon as you have logged in and you see your application has changed from sedang diproses to diluluskan, you click on the diluluskan, and then on top of the page, you will see that it will mention that permohonan anda telah diluluskan. Anda boleh muat turun surat tawaran anda dengan menekan pautan di sini. So there will be a button with highlighted in red. You just click on that particular button, and then it will start downloading your loan agreement. So this is how it will look like. Okay, this is the first page of the loan agreement, the checklist of the loan agreement. It will contain around 19 pages altogether. Okay, and then the first page on the particular document, it will also mention how much is PTPTN approved. Okay, and then it will also require the 10 ringgit duty stamp to be pasted on page 7. Okay, so as long as you have logged in, you see the status has been diluluskan, download the loan agreement, and then you will need to print 2 sets of the loan agreement on single-sided. Okay, and then you will need to complete the loan agreement with the student's signature and the date that you signed the document. Okay, the document, the date that you wrote on the document must be all following the same date. Okay, and then for the saksi section, if you are submitting the loan agreement to APU, we will fill for the saksi section. And also, you will need to paste a 10 ringgit duty stamp or stamp hasil on page 7/15 for each set of the document. Okay, so for the duty stamp, you will need to purchase 2 stamps because you will need to hand in 2 sets of the loan agreement. So basically for the duty stamp, you can purchase from any post office. So once you have completed all the hard copy, you will need to submit it to APU as soon as possible. And normally, as soon as the pre-approval is released, we will also post an announcement in our app space or the student portal for the deadline of the hard copy submission. And all the procedures will be announced in the app space after the pre-approval is released. Okay, so that's the only step for the PTPTN online application as well as the hard copy submission. So I hope that all of you who are enrolled until July intake, you are able to submit the PTPTN online application latest by 30th of June. If you come across any issues or any problem while applying for the loan, you may just scan this QR code and join our PTPTN team on Microsoft Teams, or you may also write an email to us at ptptn@apu.edu.my. Since there is no question from the audience, so I would like to end our session. Thank you so much for all who are listening to the live. Okay, so let's see if you have any problem, you have any inquiries related to the PTPTN, please do write to us and we will try to get back to you as soon as we could. Okay, thank you so much and have a good day ahead.